decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zensystem.io. That's zensystem.io.
Reuters reports a California couple has been charged with torture after police rescued their 13 malnourished children from a home where some of them had been chained to beds, and neighbors on Monday described the family as shut-ins who shunned social contact. The Riverside County Sheriff's Office said police made the discovery after a 17-year-old girl escaped the house in Paris, about 70 miles east of Los Angeles, and used the cell phone she had found in the house to make the call. The girl, who officers initially thought was about 10 years old, contacted police on Sunday after escaping the one-story house. The parents, David Allen Turpin and Louise Anna Turpin, were arrested and each charged with 9 counts of torture and 10 counts of child endangerment. They were ordered held on $9 million bail each. Neighbors said the Turpins and their children rarely emerged from the unkempt home in the new-built development of closely spaced single-family houses. Wendy Martinez said her only contact with the Turpins came as she passed the house at night in October. 4 children were installing sod in the yard while the mother watched from the door, and none responded when Martinez said hello. Martinez said they were very, afraid, like they had never seen people before. Police said 6 of the couple's children were minors, while the other 7 were over 18 and ranged in age from 2 to 29. The Turpins are due in court on Thursday. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
I always dreamed of providing the nation with concise recaps of the week's events. One fateful summer in 1934, legendary onion mogul T. Herman Zwiebel was passing through our town to acquire an oil derrick when he overheard me calling in the oxen in my breathy baritone and offered me the opportunity of a lifetime. Yes, from the turbulent war times of the 1940s.
The Onion welcomes the majestic Axis armies as conquering heroes.
To the free-spirited 60s. And remember, there's nothing more cosmic than keeping your house insulated with Thermoflake brand asbestos. I can truly say I've been here for the turning of the ages. But now, viewers, my beautiful 19-year-old wife and I will take our much-deserved retirement to my Genevan chateau. I wish all of my detractors empty, destitute lives. And for my allies, I hope for all the pleasures availed by heaven. So, finally, let me say one last time, for more, keep checking theonion.com.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Computers are online. I'm gonna start loading software.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Call to Freedom.
Broadcasting live from VerdCoin Studios on LRN FM.
You're listening to Will.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say.
And Aria.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our BitPlus network satellite.
This is
the Call to Freedom.
All right, let's boot it up.
All right, welcome here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. I am your host, as always, Will Coley, broadcasting live from our VertCoin studios right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. If you're listening to us internationally, we are coming across the airwaves through the ether, straight from outer space on our BitPlus Networks satellite. I'm joined tonight by my co-host, Miss Aria Demezio from cryptocurrencycheck.org. How you doing tonight, Aria?
I'm doing great. We actually got a lot of snow here. I mean, like a lot of it.
Define a lot.
A lot from Mississippi. So, I don't know, like maybe 4 inches?
Oh, that's respectable, actually. That would have shut down Knoxville, too.
Oh yeah, everything is shut down.
Oh my God! You know what? I have to say the first story of today has got to be. Oh my goodness! Have you seen? Has everybody checked their wallets today? Did anybody notice that? Like, that's been the sound of cryptocurrencies all day long from the time you got up this morning. Just. Oh no! And then the next sound. Yeah. The next sound.
But why is it even a thing? We know that they'll go back up 2 days from now.
Yeah, but that's not. We're not the people that are having the freakouts. And see, after you heard that, the next thing you heard was the people that were jumping out of the windows who'd mortgaged their houses because they decided they wanted to mortgage their homes in order to buy cryptocurrencies during a run. It was like just all over the place. Oh yeah, bouncing off the ground, jumping out of the windows. Do we have an official count for all the crypto suicides today?
I hope it's 0. I'll say that.
Well, let's Google it. Let's see. Because, I mean, I heard it was like this bubble, and it was going to pop, and it was going to be like Black Friday or whatever all over again. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, the only thing I can find is my brother killed himself because of Bitcoin in December of 2017 because he lost a wallet that had 15,000 coins in it.
Ouch.
Yep.
That's pretty painful. Not worthy of suicide, but
there's literally something called crypto suicide at the Center for Suicide Prevention.
Oh my God. I'm seeing various things like Bitcoin has collapsed and things like that. I'm like, it's down what, 2 or 3 grand?
Oh, crypto suicide is this is a case in which a person purposefully engages in behaviors that indicates an unconscious drive to kill themselves. Crypto suicide. So it's suicide on the down low.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like a subconscious desire to kill themselves, so they end up, walking across traffic and things like that.
Yeah, basically.
Actually, Bitcoin is down a lot more than I expected. It's actually at 11 grand.
Yeah, I know. Bitcoin is down like $2,000, $3,000 today. It's
Bye.
Oh man, it is a bloodbath out there though. It's not just Bitcoin. It is everything. Everything in my wallet
Verge
is
at 8 cents.
Really? It's down again? Man, and I'm on the air. I don't have time to log into the exchange. Damn it.
I'm just looking at
looking at Zencash. Zencash is under $40 and I'm like, man, and I'm at work. I literally
I can see why they're calling this the Great Crypto Crash, really, looking at the extent of it.
Yeah, but I mean, didn't this just happen in I don't know, the
week
2 weeks before Christmas? We just did this, man. Did everybody's welfare checks come in or something? I don't get it.
I mean, it happens every time they climb. I mean, Ethereum was at 1,300, Litecoin was back at 250, Dash was at 1,300 or somewhere around there.
Well, I remember
there's always a crash afterwards.
They were selling Bitcoin for 25% off just a few days before Christmas at the store next door to my house. You could get Bitcoin or Dash for 25% off.
I thought that was a joke people were making because it had lost about 25% of its value.
It was a joke that they were making because of the fact that it lost 25% of it's value. And if you look today, I mean, right now, Bitcoin's value is down probably about the same. It's down over $1,000. Let's see here. Where's CoinMarketCap?
The end of the world.
Oh yeah, man. Well, I mean, for people that bought in at $17,000, it is.
Well, we told them it was going to go back down.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, man. There's a lot of people that they just don't listen very well. And yeah, Bitcoin's down 21.21%. So yeah, 20% off. We got Bitcoin all day.
That's not even that severe.
Off. Do what?
That's not even that severe.
Yeah, I know it's nowhere near as severe of a correction as what happened the last time. I mean, it was in the last. I mean, all we've heard for the last 3 months now is. Because I'm a. That's what's going on. Just screaming. I'm making money. Yeah. Well, okay, and you have ridden a roller coaster before, right? Like it's just like in our the beginning of our cryptocurrency hour here, like it's up, but there is a point where the steam goes and the chain lets loose, and that's the fun part. That's where you actually make the money, is when you get off of that. Like when you buy into that first rise, you're like, oh, this is fun. Look at all the money I'm making. I remember my first rise, It's like popping a cherry. You remember it. You're like, oh, I remember that first time that I watched my money go from here to here and how excited I was. And then the first time that I watched it go down to less than I had when I started with, and how I was like, oh my God, I've lost everything. And then 3 days later, it was worth like $11,000. And I was like, what happened?
Well, I did something very similar with stocks and the Greece National Bank, in fact. This was several years ago when it had fallen to like $2 or $3 a share. I was like, man, this is time to buy it. It's going to go back up to $50-something eventually.
No.
But it never did.
Nope.
It just went lower and lower. I ended up losing $3,000 or $4,000 on it before I finally sold. I mean,
ouch.
Good job for the national banks. Good job for the system, the establishment. I'm not worried about my crypto.
Good lesson learned on not putting your money into the banks in any way, shape, or form.
No kidding.
Including investing. Isn't that funny? The worst possible investment is the banks. So yeah, it's Fuchsia Tuesday. That's what we're going to call it. Henceforth, from here on out, today, the great Bitcoin crash, the great crypto crash of 2018, January I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. January the 16th, 2018, the great crypto crash of 2018. Fuchsia Tuesday from here forth. You want to weigh in? Call us 603-283-6160. We'll be right back here on The Call to Freedom.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Nestle Toll House Morsels, helping you create special moments and memories your family will cherish forever. Visit us at tollhouse.com. You may bake for birthdays and holidays, but why stop there? Sweeten up the rest of the year by designating monthly dessert days. Treat your family to one of their favorites or surprise them with something new. Either way, you'll create a tradition everyone will love. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
Straight to the moon, Bitcoin all the way.
Dollar vigilante, all up in your hearsay. Dropping crypto knowledge, making the ladies go cray cray. Baby, I'm old school, and you the new jack. I've been rocking long Bitcoin since a hey long way back track 6 years ago. A friend of mine told me to say some Bitcoin rhymes, so I bought some Bitcoin around $3 that day. Now it's 2K on its way to 10K. Fuck you, Ben Bernanke. You two yelling, I see what you're selling. A debt-based Ponzi scheme, impoverishing like a felon. We see through your inflation, market manipulation. I pass hold your fiat script when I'm done ejaculating.
All the way out. It's all the way out. It's all the way out. Straight to the moon, Bitcoin all the way out.
The question we now have to ask is if technologically it is possible to make an impenetrable device or system where the encryption is so strong that there's no key, there's no door at all, then what mechanisms do we have available to even do simple things like tax enforcement? Because
it's all the way out. It's all the way out. It's all the way out. All the way out. Straight to the moon, Bitcoin all the way out.
if in fact you can't crack that at all, government can't get in, then everybody's walking around with a Swiss bank account in their pocket.
Minding my own on my BTC. Rhymes with the homie, that's TDV. Got that LTC and that ETH. Watch me wreck this beat while we eat their cake. Can't block this chain, best in crypto stash. Yeah, we got big gains, that's that crypto cash. Politicians hate it, bankers wish they made it. We could starve the beast, stop the war machine maybe. Tried to call us crazy, very ineffectual. Fuck you, pay me, lazy intellectuals. Haha, yeah, we're laughing at these banks. Swiss accounts for all, no taxes for the state. Yeah.
It's all the way out. It's all the way out. It's all the way out.
Zayd Islam.
All the way out. Straight to the moon, Bitcoin all the way out.
Peter Schiff, rest in peace. Shout out to Mantis Beats. Free Knots. My homeboy Ed Bugos. And all my ANCAP crew worldwide.
Oh my God, I can't believe that exists. That was actually good.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm going to start listening to it when I go to clients and things like that.
Oh, my God, Jeff. I've got to send him a message when this is over with. And one of my T-shirts was in the video. One of the
awesome.
Laughs for Liberty tees. Yeah, our piece, Welcome to the 21st Century one with the gold Anarchy A, glittery Anarchy A on it. Yeah. One of the... Alex is his name. I don't know what his handle is in the hip-hop thing, but he works with the Libertarian Party in Florida, or he used to before it got taken over by Nazis.
And I thought that 2017 was weird.
All of 2017 has been weird. And you know what? 2018 is not looking to be any better yet.
No, it's not.
Oh, my God.
It's looking to be more fun, though. So there's that.
So, yeah, anyway, this is we are back here on the Call to Freedom. I want to tell you about one of our wonderful sponsors over at Liberty Forum. If you want to see us live on the ground in person, you can go to Liberty Forum February 8th through the 10th. We will be broadcasting live from Liberty Forum on the 8th and the 9th. If you notice, we have a special recast broadcast that's played on Saturday mornings around, what time is that, Ian? 10 o'clock? 10 a.m. So around 10 a.m., we have a recast. And the reason for that recast at 10 a.m. is so that when we go to these events, sometimes they're not on Friday and Saturday. Sometimes they're only on Saturday. And how can we interview some of the great names and faces and new, software developers and such as that at these events if we're not there on Saturday when the event's going on? So what we do is we show up and, throw a table together and put the banners up and put the microphones up and grab these guys as they're walking around, and we bring you some of the biggest names, some of the newest, freshest ideas in the crypto world straight from these events. And Liberty Forum is one of those events. You go to Liberty, you go in, use the code CTF10, get 10% off your tickets to Liberty Forum. Meet us there. Be tons of speakers. There'll be some cryptocurrency specific speakers. You'll also have speakers talking about running for office or immigration or how to be an effective activist, how to be effective activist in the crypto markets, all kinds of different stuff. And you get an opportunity to see us, pick up some Call to Liberty swag, pick up some Vertcoin swag, some LRN swag, and, go out and rep your favorite cryptos in the real world with some pretty awesome gear that we'll have with us at these events. So, yeah, go over to the website for Liberty Forum. When you order your tickets, put in the coupon code CTF10. Get 10% off your tickets. Come out and see us while we're there, February 8th through the 10th. Now, I've lost quite a bit today. Again, like I said, I would say looking at my wallet right now, and it's less than it was when I got here at 3:30. I've got Vertcoin at less than $4. I've got Bitcoin.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I've got everything down. Digibyte's finally down under 6 cents. Finally back down to a nickel. It was the only coin that hadn't really returned to like normal value, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
I will say, though, that, you haven't really lost anything because you still have exactly the same number of cryptocurrencies as you did before.
Well, not only that, but I also still have the same, crypto to US dollar value that I had before the pumps all started, because I bought most of this stuff when it was lower than this to start with, there's really nothing in here in my wallet that I haven't made money off of except for the stuff that we give away for free. And the only reason why that is because we literally bought $900 worth of cryptocurrency to give away for free 3 days before we went on the air when all that pump was still going on. So we've still got hundreds and hundreds of dollars of free cryptos to give away. And when this little bitty, is over with, and, basically what's happening right now is we're shaking out the noobs. The ones who can't handle it, the ones who should never have really invested in the first place. We're shaking those people
they
out
flipped
right now. we are shaking them out. It's like a dog shaking off fleas. They should have never been in the community to start with. I've seen some of these people firsthand, and yeah, they really should never have been a part of the community to begin with. They don't understand concepts of privacy that are included in the community. That you should read a contract before you commit your money to anything. Things like that. Just basic economic things that people in the crypto market, because it being a trustless system, already get. Did you win big today? Did you lose big today? Why don't you call us and let us know, 603-283-6160, and keep an ear out for the faucet and that Galactic Systems drone to drop some free coins on you. Stick around with us. We'll be right back here on The Call to Freedom.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.fm.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. So we're broadcasting live here from the Vertcoin Studios today, and a lot of people out there who decided to take big risks instead of small risks are now regretting that decision. And you know what? I get it. It happens sometimes, There are big risks that you see that you think you can make a decent amount off of, and you realize that's not the best idea. Well, that
play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Well, that's what our sponsors are here for, though. Our sponsors over at Helium.com. You see, if you want to invest in cryptos without having to do the busy work and without taking the major risks of putting thousands of dollars into one coin and then just having to sit and watch it all the time to see what happens and sell and buy, and like me right now, I'm like, oh wow, look, Verge is down to 8 cents. I want to buy some, but I'm at work. I can't really get onto that kind of thing. Well, you see, Helium fixes that problem for you. It's a long-term savings accelerator, and it's powered by Uphold.com. It watches conversion rates between cryptos and fiats for you so that you can convert your funds, so that it can convert your funds when the time is just right. Now, you add funds to Helium from your bank account using your debit card or from your digital wallet. They accept Dash, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, the BAT, Basic Action Tokens as well. The rest, that's just completely automatic. You sign up today at helium.com/CTF. That's Helium with an E, HELEUM.com/CTF for your great deals for being a Call to Freedom listener. We've been talking today about what I've dubbed the great Bitcoin cryptocurrency crash of 2018. The current market cap's about $527 billion. So we're back down to $500 billion. I mean, yeah, we're back down to $500 billion. Back down to $500 billion. We were the market was at $500 billion once before, around the 15th of December. Oh my goodness! And look, the 24th of December as well. Oh no! Cryptocurrencies have crashed. The bubble has popped. Oh no.
Yeah,
I'm selling. I'm selling everything. Don't listen to me. Don't hold. Sell everything. It's apocalypse. Armageddon is here. Ben Bernanke was right. Cryptocurrencies are going away. They're gone right now. Can't you tell? They're back down to where they were a month ago.
Yep, this is their 3,914th death, for sure.
For real, yo.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. I mean, you look at it, it's like there's not even a blip on the radar from July 3rd, 2013 until July of 2017. And then the world discovered that Bitcoin exists. It's a thing. Like how Trump discovered geography is a thing not long ago. Yes, it's a thing. It's out here. It exists, and it's useful. Well, not Bitcoin, but cryptocurrencies are useful. Bitcoin is not. Bitcoin is crap. But cryptocurrencies in general are pretty useful. Bitcoin's just expensive, and we'll get into that. In our crypto update at the about halfway through our cryptocurrency hour, we will we'll hit that up. So now,
sounds good.
What about you? You making money today? You losing money today? I heard you got a little Litecoin idea going on. I think that's a pretty smart idea. I did the same thing with Verge.
Well, I don't know about a Litecoin idea, but I ended up selling some Litecoin yesterday, actually, because I needed to do something else with it. And I sold it at like $245 or something like that.
Whoa! And oh my goodness, Bitcoin is below $1,000. I mean, $11,000.
10,000. Okay.
It's down to
and then I, woke up today and found on Coinbase that it's like 170. So I got to pocket the money and get, the same amount of Litecoin or 50% more Litecoin than I had the day before.
Huh.
So it's worked out well for me.
Well, I mean, that's what I did with Verge a couple of months ago. I saw what was going on, and I did exactly the same thing. I sold it out, and then at the top, and then bought it back when it went back down to where it was.
Well, evidently, I bought into Verge at the top when you started mentioning it. It was like 23 cents.
Yeah, I bought it when
I bought
it was
a bunch of it.
I bought it at like 2.2 cents.
And now it's at like 8 cents.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of money in it.
Yeah. Let's see.
But it happens. A year from now, it'll be $3 a piece.
Right. Now, we've got something here. It was sent to us by our off-the-air host today, Mr. Tom Gray. This comes from, it's a crypto, from the cryptocurrency Reddit. Cryptocurrency Reddit. Yeah, that's it. For the cryptocurrency Reddit. All right. Okay. Says, everybody relax. Here's the reason for the dip and when the bull market will return. Says, Asia still dominates in crypto trading by volume, according to the vast majority of money flowing in and out. Guess what is coming up in 3 weeks? Lunar New Year. Lots of money is flowing back to fiat to buy presents, plane, train tickets. People spend a ton of money on travel and presents during the Lunar New Year. This is their Christmas. This is also the largest mass migration of people on the planet, occurring over 2 weeks. Projections are for $100 billion in U.S. dollars in spending, according to Forbes magazine. Remember that the crypto market is antithetical to the stock market. Stocks boom when business is booming. During the holidays, crypto investors are retail investors, not Wall Street investors. Investors.
What does that even mean?
Retail investors sell during the holidays. Thus, the crypto markets fall. This sell-off has happened exactly 3 weeks before the Lunar New Year, each of the last 4 years. So would everybody just chill out for a week? The bulls will be back by February. You can't fault the Chinese and Korean brothers for taking major gains to buy some cool stuff for their families. Hell, if you want to, buy up their cheap coins in the meantime. Yeah.
I mean, really, that's the solution here.
It is.
Is to buy. It's not to freak out. It's
buy
to buy.
It all. Who's selling? Are you selling?
I am not a financial advisor.
If you're selling, call me right now. What are you selling? You selling Verge? I'll buy it. You got Bitcoin? I'm buying. Call right now. 603-283-6160. I'll buy it right now. What are you scared you're about to lose all your money on? I'll buy. Come on. I ain't afraid. Because I know how this works. I know in a few days.
No kidding.
I know, right? I know in a few days you're going to be crying, and I'm going to be counting your money on my way to deposit it in the bank. Or more than likely, I'm be counting your money as I go and I flip it over into something else because it's moving up now and I need to make a little more. Because your crybaby self decided you wanted to sell because you saw things going down a little bit and you couldn't just hold on for a second. Come on, man. This ain't
I had so many people during December, so many noobs ask me about getting into cryptocurrency, and I'm sure right now they're just selling and they're angry at me. Sorry, I'm going to make that money that you could have made.
All right. Well, we'll be back here on the Call to Freedom in just a moment. A little while later, we're going to have somebody from LBRY on with us. Stick around.
Satellite coming down. 3, 2, 1.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up. We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.fm via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
A new report by the Department of Health and Human Services has found that the average male is 4,000% less effective in fights than he imagines, casting powerful doubts on many men's claims that they could take someone out in 2 seconds or smash a guy's face in with their fist.
On average, men describing hypothetical fights overestimated their level of combat skill by a factor of 40, with 80% of males incorrectly predicting they could mess a guy up real bad with one solid punch to the jaw. During actual physical altercations, however, these men were statistically more likely to end up hurting themselves, or, most commonly, trying to diffuse the tension by nervously saying, "Hey man, let's all just calm down, okay?" before any fighting even came to pass.
Researchers discovered that men were significantly weaker than they verbally indicated while chatting with friends in bars and locker rooms, and that men who were 90% sure they could tear someone a new tended to succeed in fewer than 1 in 10 fights.
This is the Onion News Network.
You can connect with the Liberty Radio Network via our Facebook page at facebook.lrn.fm. That's facebook.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom live on LRN.fm. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.fm.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. So if you were listening, you just heard our satellite targeting one lucky listener who, you know what? We're just going to bring you guy right on the air. Caller, you are on the air. Who am I speaking with?
Hiya, Mom Willie. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Who is this?
Well, I should like to call you the Pontius Pilate.
Oh, boy.
You made an appeal to the mob.
Okay. So we still need a call in for our cryptocurrency giveaway. Sorry, only one winner per 3 weeks there, James. So you've already won once this week. You can't win again. Sorry about that, bud. If I could get a call screen, Mr. Freeman. So, yeah, we are going to move right along. We're going to touch, man, I don't want to get into this story because I want to spend time on it. And
and we've got 15 till crypto hour, you know.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into this story because it's going to take at least 30, 40 minutes to get into. But, let's just stick with the... this is what we
panic.
Do. Yeah, the panic, man. Chill out, y'all. Okay? This happened at Christmas. Everybody sold Bitcoin. Everybody sold whatever they had in order to get all right, let's see.
I mean, it's something I tell people about all the time. Cryptocurrencies ebb and flow. They go up and down, sometimes drastically. But on the whole, they tend to go up. I think Bitcoin has proven that.
Sorry about that. We've got a winner.
I was sitting here trying to find out if I was still connected.
Yeah, you're still connected. I've got a winner on the line. Basically, the James Doofus guy called in here and screwed up the whole thing. And usually we're able to do this off the air and all that. But instead, now I've got Ian, who's not supposed to be working right now, screening calls for me so that I can continue to be on the air so we can do this the way it's supposed to be done. So,
all right, sorry. What?
Yeah.
I can keep talking about cryptocurrencies and volatility while you do that if you'd like.
Please do.
Excellent. So, I mean, that's one of the main complaints I hear all of the time about cryptocurrencies. That, they're so volatile. They're so volatile. As though that doesn't apply to every currency or everything that isn't absolutely set in stone, which is essentially nothing in the entire universe. But the volatility that they describe is an overwhelming trend toward increasing in value exponentially. I mean, in just 12 years, Bitcoin went from being worth a penny to being worth $10,000. If that's what they consider volatile, then sign me the hell up. I will take volatile any day of the week. I mean, if they want to cling to USD that is, $1 today, $1 10 years from now, and they don't want to cling to Bitcoin because it's $1 today, $10,000 10 years from now.
Well, I mean,
I don't know what to tell those people.
Somebody today is going to get really, really lucky because, they're going to get $10 in free coin in the middle of a huge dip when all these coins are 20 to 30, some of them 50% lower than what they sit at normally.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. That's really good for our lucky listener out there.
Whoever it is that's being screened in right now is going to be doing really well. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to give him Bada coins. He's going to be really, really pleased with that. We're going to go ahead.
What is that, like 3,000 coins?
We're going to go ahead and bring him on. It's Jimmy in Syracuse. How you doing, Jimmy?
What's up, brother?
So we got a winner here. This is Jimmy in Syracuse. He heard our Galactic Systems airdrop drone go over. Now, Galactic Systems is one of our wonderful sponsors. They want you to regain control of your virtual identity, communications, money, and property using what they call Grid Phone and Galacticoin. Tear down the walled garden business model, Galactic Systems, restoring liberty, building an open metaverse. Learn more at galacticsystems.net. They are the gracious folks that charged up our drone so that we could drop $10 of Bata coins. That's BATA. So if you have your Coinomi wallet, go over to Add Coins, scroll down to Bada Coins, which are right now trading at about 84 cents. Normally they trade a little over $1. So this is a great time for you to have called in and won these coins because you are definitely on that bounce. You're going to see what we're talking about how you just got to hold on. So Ian gave you the information. Send us your Bada Coin address. Tell me, what's the name of the show that's giving you free coins twice a day?
Call to Freedom.
All right. Thanks for being a part of it, Jimmy. You have a good day.
All right. Thank you, brother.
All right. Man, I love that.
I always love it when we give away money.
I do too, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Plus, I love the fact that we're getting people into new coins. Because, see, that guy doesn't know anything about Bada Coins right now, I'm pretty sure. He's probably never heard of them before in his whole entire life. And now he has an incentive to learn, to go and find something out about this little bitty coin that he's never looked into before. And you know what?
That is how I found our guest today.
It may be crap. It may be crap. It could be. But it was free. You know? It's free money. $10.
It's definitely one crypto check still has to look into.
Exactly. And that's another thing. You know, we have a list. I was counting yesterday. I have over 32 different kinds of coins that we've got to give away for free. Over 32 different kinds of coins that we have that's just there for giving away. I mean, we have our 2 coins that come from sponsors that are used for like purchasing advertising to promote the show, which, by the way, if you listen to Free Talk Live, we will be playing a commercial on all, like everywhere that you hear Free Talk Live, you will hear a commercial on the 22nd of January at 8:43 and then again at 9:43, and then it will run in that spot for, well, a month. So, and if we get really good response off that, then we'll run it for another. So, and that's kind of the idea, is we're just going to keep promoting and keep bringing more people in and keep promoting and keep bringing more people in and keep giving away free currency and keep getting people to get wallets on their phone. And, you know, and that's the idea, you know. If I give you $10 in free money, will you put a wallet on your phone to keep it in? Yeah?
You know, I do have to say about Coinomi, though, is that it makes backing up your private keys so difficult.
Well, maybe that's something that we ought to talk to him about when we bring him on the air sometime.
Absolutely.
I would love for Coinomi to be the official wallet of the Call to Freedom, because we're devoted to altcoins and to spreading the message of, you know, Bitcoin is not the only thing out there. Ether is not the only thing out there. There are so many up and coming and developing currencies, so much great potential out there, so many really good ideas swirling around in the marketplace, like our guest that we're going to be coming on here in the Crypto Hour in the next few minutes or so from LBRY. I had an opportunity to see a presentation by them in Portsmouth about a little over a month ago. So
sweet.
Yeah, we're going to have them on. They're going to be talking about I'm not sure if I completely understand it. That's why I'm really glad we're going to have him on. To me, it sounds like using the blockchain for like graphic animation or something like that. Or maybe it's just to watch videos or like...
It's primarily videos right now.
I missed the first half of his presentation. So, I mean, just full disclosure out there. I missed the first half of his presentation. And the awesome videos that I saw were what caught my attention to actually come in, because I was in the middle of doing something else. And I saw that they were giving the presentation, and I was like, oh, wow, what is that? I think I'm going to look in and see what's happening. So when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, we are going to have the Crypto Hour coming up. It'll be me and Aria. We are going to be talking to the folks from LBRY. If you're not familiar with LBRY, go out right now to CoinMarketCap, look it up, Google it, so you can be ready to have an informed conversation. And please give us a call, 603-283-6160. If you have any questions for our guests, we'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom in just a moment.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keenan, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, January 16th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.05 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,335 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $39, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,966. Antiwar.com reports at least 36 people have been confirmed killed, potentially many more, in a pair of coordinated suicide bombings on Monday in the Iraqi capital of Baghdad, targeting day laborers in Tahran Square. Laborers gather daily in the square looking for construction jobs and have been targeted in the past. On Monday, a suicide bomber with an explosive belt hit the crowd and started a panic, and another bomber detonated shortly thereafter, compounding the casualties. On top of the large number of dead, estimates put the wounded between 90 and 100. There's been no claim of responsibility, though speculation is that it's just the latest in a long line of attacks by the Islamic State. An attack by the Islamic State right now would be particularly embarrassing for the government, as officials have declared victory over them and seem confident that Iraq's long-standing security woes might be improving. Whether it's the Islamic State or someone else, the attack in Tahran Square shows that security is bad as ever.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports the emergency worker who mistakenly caused a ballistic missile alert to be sent across Hawaii was reassigned pending outcome of an internal investigation. A spokesman for the Hawaii Emergency Management System did not say on Monday what the worker would be doing, but said it is a role that has no access to the warning system. The 38 minutes of confusion early Saturday caused panic for 1.4 million Hawaiians who were already on edge because late last year the state reinstated its Cold War-era nuclear warning system after North Korea fired a ballistic missile. The Federal Communications Commission is investigating the mishap, which happened just after 8 a.m. Saturday when the worker selected the wrong item on a computer program's drop-down menu, which gave 2 options: test missile alert and missile alert. The employee has been with the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency for 10 years. A spokesman for the agency said the company is receiving death threats over the matter via anonymous telephone calls. FCC Chairman Ajit Pai on Sunday said Hawaii did not have reasonable safeguards in place to prevent erroneous alerts like the one on Saturday.
Are you looking for a cryptocurrency that has a focus on users and usability? Then look into Zencash. Zencash has the ability to use both transparent and shielded transactions, with shielded transactions using zero-knowledge proofs. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zensystem.io. That's zensystem.io.
Reuters reports a California couple has been charged with torture after police rescued their 13 malnourished children from a home where some of them had been chained to beds, and neighbors on Monday described the family as shut-ins who shunned social contact. The Riverside County Sheriff's Office said police made the discovery after a 17-year-old girl escaped the house in Paris, about 70 miles east of Los Angeles, and used the cell phone she had found in the house to make the call. The girl, who officers initially thought was about 10 years old, contacted police on Sunday after escaping the one-story house. The parents, David Allen Turpin and Louise Anna Turpin, were arrested and each charged with 9 counts of torture and 10 counts of child endangerment. They were ordered held on $9 million bail each. Neighbors said the Turpins and their children rarely emerged from the unkempt home in the new-built development of closely spaced single-family houses. Wendy Martinez said her only contact with the Turpins came as she passed the house at night in October. 4 children were installing sod in the yard while the mother watched from the door, and none responded when Martinez said hello. Martinez said they were very, afraid, like they had never seen people before. Police said 6 of the couple's children were minors, while the other 7 were over 18 and ranged in age from 2 to 29. The Turpins are due in court on Thursday. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Shortly after posting for the 10,000th time on his Twitter account earlier today, despite only ever accumulating 15 followers, local man Aaron Gartner announced he's about ready to quit the popular microblogging site.
Well, I opened my account about 2 years ago and tweeted pretty much every day since, and it didn't really turn out like I expected. I thought, once I hit 8,000 tweets, I could get some traction, start getting more followers, but it never really happened. I mean, I gave it my best shot, I guess, but I think I'm about done here.
He has yet to be followed by anyone beyond a handful of friends, family members, and seemingly inactive accounts.
This one time I tweeted out a pretty good joke about how out of control Lindsay Lohan is, and it actually got me a retweet. It was from this guy in Argentina I don't know, who doesn't have any followers, and he's not following anyone else. Oh, hold on a sec. Apparently my aunt's following me now. Cool.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold. Hold!
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the Call to Freedom.
That's right, it's time for the Crypto Hour, the only 1-hour segment of live drive-home radio in the country. Just for you, the blue-collar listener out there, wanting to become more informed about cryptocurrency, about the markets. So we bring on some of the biggest names, the brightest futures, great ideas, new currencies, new coins, new ICO tokens. We bring them to you, we interview them for you, and allow you to make more informed and educated investment decisions based on that. But of course, as the lawyer said, we are not licensed financial advice. We're just some jerks on the radio with opinions on politics and cryptocurrencies. So please do not take anything that we say completely seriously, because we are just a couple of idiots on the radio. Now I'm back here with my normal co-host, Miss Aria Demezio from CryptocurrencyCheck.org. And Aria, you've been out working really hard, hon. You've reeled us in a really good guest today. So why don't you tell the listeners out there what you've got in store for us?
Well, today we have on someone from LBRY. I pronounce it library. That's technically probably not correct, but it's an awesome little piece of software. It's basically a web browser that utilizes blockchain technology.
Very cool.
So it's similar to Tor in a way, except uses blockchain technology. And I'm sure our guest can actually explain it.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yes,
welcome,
I'm Jeremy Kaufman, and I'm glad to be here. So first, I've got to say, you pronounced it entirely correctly. And in fact, particularly for us being on the radio, you pronounced it doubly correctly, because when you're on the radio and your company is called Library, but it's spelled LBRY, you better spell that out. So yeah, you did it. We call it Library, but we also make sure to let people know how to spell it. And so you did it perfectly. And in terms of what, yeah, and in terms of what Library is, you definitely captured the gist of it, right? We want to allow people to distribute and access digital content in a way where there's no middleman. So we want basically publishers, creators to be able to create digital content. We want them to be able to publish it. We want anyone in the world to be able to consume it, and we want those creators to get 100% of the money for their creations. Now since I am the computer, one of those computer sciencey technical people who has to make sure that everything is correct. It's not exactly like Tor. There's you can use Library privately if you desire to do that, but it's not in the same. Tor is specifically designed for this type of anonymous action. Library is more like other peer-to-peer technologies, where if you want to use it anonymously, you can do so, but it's not like a first-class purpose of it in the way that it would be with Tor. But otherwise, spot on. Yeah, you get a very familiar experience. You can access digital content from Hollywood creators, from top streamers, to even smaller people, and lots of user-created stuff as well. There's we've had several 100,000 pieces of content already published to the Library Network.
Now, this sounds like something similar to I think it was called BitPlay, or something along those lines. It used to exist came about a few years ago, and that just basically fell into disrepair, and not a whole lot of people are using it right now. But it sounds like a similar idea. What really sets Library apart from, like, say, YouTube? Like if I wanted to see digital content and I wanted to go to like Vimeo or YouTube, why would I do it on the blockchain instead of doing it in HTML5 or one of these other ways of doing it?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, right? Why blockchain should be one of the first questions you ask whenever anyone's talking about blockchain. And look, I'm a pretty straightforward guy. I'm not going to say if you download Library today, it is 100% better than YouTube, and you'll never want to open YouTube ever again. I can't say that. But what I can say is there's some properties of Library that YouTube doesn't have and never will have. And that is the fact that it is the end users who remain in control, and not a giant corporation whose incentives are a lot different than the end users of the software. Our incentives are to make our software work. If people don't use the Library protocol, we don't succeed. YouTube's incentives are to keep people clicking from one video to the next of whatever they can do to get more and more ad revenue. They take 45% of every dollar that creators are earning. And let me tell you, the ability to move a file around from one computer to another is not 45% of the money that YouTube is bringing in. Okay, they're making a lot of money off of the fact that they have a captured audience. And we think doing this in a decentralized, open source technology way is way better than the closed platform approach and the way that plays out, which we've seen again and again, companies abusing their users once they're successful. And with LBRY, that's simply not possible.
Okay, what about streaming? Say streaming technology, like you have Twitch or you have YouTube streaming, Facebook streaming. Is there a streaming ability? Could I stream video with LBRY?
So LBRY has been designed with streaming in mind, in the sense that you can, apologies if I slip a little bit into technical jargon here, but you can publish like an unterminated stream. So you can make a publishing entry and point it at something that's not finished, which is what streaming is. So it's been designed with that in mind. That said, look, this is beta software. We have a number of challenges that we're continuing to try to surmount technically. And so we haven't emphasized that. And it's not, you technically could try to stream via LBRY, but the user interface doesn't, the actual user interface doesn't really make it it doesn't really make it possible to do that. So it's not something that's been a focus for us, but that has been a consideration in terms of how we architectured it.
Man, I wish you could get that done, because like we would love to be able to say like,
okay, sure. So you're saying get that done. I probably have some smart listeners. I'll go ahead and mention this right now. We're looking to hire several people. You can go onto our website at LBRY.io, lbry.io/join-us. Now we're looking specifically for technical contributors, but fear not, even if you're not one yourself, we're actually offering a $5,000 referral bonus to anyone who finds us someone who ultimately joins the company. So if you're a listener out there, whether you're a technical contributor or not, maybe you know some smart low-level programmers who would be interested in joining this very fascinating and interesting project, check out that website and let me know,
from Discord,
because that's how we get more done.
You have people from Discord chats all through the cryptocurrency community that are listening right now. So like you have like guys who work in development teams for like Insane Coin, Vertcoin, Netcoin, Mincoin, all these different like smaller cryptocurrency, and they listen to the show because we broadcast on Discord.
Yeah.
So,
well, we've got about a dozen very bright, well, more than a dozen. I mean, because we have so many other contributors. We've got a dozen core contributors, and then we've had over 100 people contribute to our repos this far. But yeah, hey, if you're a Sharp developer out there interested in working on a very interesting and fun project, definitely check us out.
We would love to be able to say that not only are we the only drive home cryptocurrency show that's on, you can listen to us on live pirate radio, you can listen to us on live internet radio, you can listen to us on live satellite radio, and be able to also say, and broadcast live on the blockchain. That would be really cool to be able to say,
nice. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. National radio show, broadcast live, even on the blockchain. Yes. Oh my God, Crypto Hour, broadcast live from the blockchain. Yes.
That's obvious. Yes. I don't know why we didn't think.
At a minimum, we can certainly get your past shows and other things on available via LBRY.
That is a great idea. Idea. We're gonna have.
I should have done it already. Well, I don't know why I didn't think about it.
Because we have somebody that does that kind of stuff.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
Excuse me, is this where I get a license to start a new business?
I wouldn't be hasty. You have to get a license to go out of business, too,
Oh, well, look, I've invented this little anti-gravity machine, see?
Oh, is that why you're walking 2 inches above the floor?
Oh, yes, it's very comfortable. It saves on shoe leather.
Yeah, well, you have to fill out these forms and report to the Human Services Department of Manpower Orientation and register with the Fair Employment Practice Commission, the Wage and Hour Division of the Employment Standards Administration, the State Sales and Income Tax Division, the Internal Revenue Service, and the Social Security Administration of the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, and, of course, OSHA.
OSHA? I thought that was a little town in Wisconsin.
You'll find out. Say, floating around like that could be dangerous. Have you checked with the Consumer Product Safety Commission?
Well, not yet.
Come to think of it, you actually are flying, aren't you? Look, you need to go over to the Federal Aviation Administration and the Transportation...
It's very hard to get anything done these days if you're in business, but free enterprise built this country. Think what could happen if we don't keep it free. A public service of this station and the Center for the Defense of Free Enterprise, Bellevue, Washington.
We just can't have people floating about unregulated,
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit shiresociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at shiresociety.com. That's shiresociety.com.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip-in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom, brought to you by Helium.com. Unasikiliza Crypto Hour inayohusu wito wa uhuru, imeletwa kwako na Helium.com.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are in the second segment of our Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com. That's Helium with an E.com. Be sure to go over there and use our little special code at the end of the website, Helium, HELEUM.com/CTF to get your special offers for being a Call to Freedom listener. We've been joined today by Jeremy. He is one of the developers over there at LBRY. It is basically a blockchain-based video and audio system. Like, you can go there and watch videos.
And ebooks. I have ebooks
yeah,
for sale
all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you can buy Aria's book. Aria, tell us about your book.
Well, it's a book about what it was like to grow up being transgender with drug-addicted parents in rural Mississippi who were also that type of Christian, like the Antichrist is going to rise and kill us during Y2K type.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
they had us training in compounds and stuff when I was 12 years old, so
go
they're
over
out
there
there.
to LBRY. You can pick up Aria's ebook.
It's called Dancing in Hellfire.
They're on LBRY. And welcome back here with us, Jeremy from LBRY, one of the developers there.
Yeah, CEO actually. I am a developer by education and previous history, and I'm happy to be here.
Very good, and we're really happy to have you. Now, he's been telling us a little bit about LBRY. library's not free though, right? Like library credits cost money, and you have to spend library credits to use the library service.
Yeah, that's right. Now, in terms of the library credits, I mean, we took a pretty unusual or a little bit of a non-traditional approach there in the sense that we didn't do an ICO and did this, well, what was at one point the traditional way. But, the way that I saw it, I'm a computer scientist. And to me, what a blockchain is first and foremost is a database. It's a way of storing information, right? That's what Bitcoin is doing. It's storing the amount of money, the amount of credits and the coins and these wallet addresses in a way that is really difficult for other people to interfere with. And I kind of said, gosh, wouldn't that be a really good use case to create a catalog of digital content? We already have great peer-to-peer protocols, but we don't have a way to have this shared global catalog of information that's not controlled by any one party and that can't be interfered with by other people. And I said that I have to do that. I have to work on that project. And other people really recognize the value in what we were doing, and I'm very appreciative of that. But it wasn't, we weren't like, hey, let's do an ICO. We wanted to create a technology that we thought was important to exist.
Now, for those of you who are listening very, very closely, you heard our leaky faucet going off right there. So give us a call, 603-283-6160. Turns out that our faucet today is not charged up with Vertcoin. It is charged up with library. So $10 in free library coins to the next caller that gives us a call right here with a question for our guest, Jeremy from LBRY. Now,
I have a question.
Please go ahead. But you don't get free coins because you work for the show, are you?
Right. Well, I did get free coins from library, and that's what my question is about. I mean, when you sign up for it and you start doing it, it gives you a bunch of free LBC, library credits. But those have been suspended, and I noticed that they were suspended right when LBRY started climbing to being about, $1 per credit.
Oh yeah, so that no conspiracy there. That has to do with basically So look, one of the problems, and hopefully this is not a call to arms for the wrong kinds of people, but one of the problems that you'll find on the internet is if you want to give people something for free, even if it's only like $1, you're going to get a lot of people who are going to try to abuse it. And so we are constantly, quite frankly, like trying to change our procedures to make it we both want to make it easier for real people, right? My opinion, I'd be happy to give library credits to every single real person in the world, at least a little bit. I would like, this is something where the more people that have it, the more useful it is, in my opinion. But you try to do that, you're going to get people who say, hey, I want to get as much of it as I can for myself. And so if there are attacks, we have to pause the dispersal, and then we have to change the procedures. It should be on pause right now, and it should have been on pause it was only on pause, as I believe it, for like about 36 to 48 hours, but it will get paused from time to time if we detect someone, attempting to abuse the system. It's kind of crude that we have to turn it off globally, but that's sometimes what we have to do.
I understand that. Well, it seemed to me that it had been paused for a couple of weeks because I tend to only get online to watch videos and things like that about once a week. And it just so happened that I guess...
Was it paused? I mean, it's possible I'm misremembering how long it was. Longer than a week seems unusual to me, but...
that's what I'm saying. It must have been paused and then unpaused and then paused again. And just happened
that's definitely possible because, like, honestly, and especially you're saying, so there probably is an effect where, right, when the price is higher, that there's actually more incentive to try to abuse it, right? If the reward is 5 times as much as it was, then that does create additional incentive on that side. So I haven't thought about whether there's a pattern that way, but there totally could be. Or there's just an influx. We do notice, there's additional influxes of attention in those time periods as well. So there's probably other reasons that's likely to correlate, no matter what.
Okay, I was just curious. I didn't mean to really imply any conspiracy. I just noticed.
But I will make it clear. It's open right now. So even if you don't call in and get your credits today, anyone can download our application. We do ask you, unfortunately, to jump through a couple of hoops to try to have you prove that you're a human. But we're actually releasing a new verification process that will let you verify via SMS. That's actually coming out later this week.
Very cool. Now, we do have a caller on the line. We've got Chris joining us via the LRN web on the phone, listening in Spokane, Washington on the LRN.FM website. How are you today, Chris? Is Chris there?
Chris may be feeling mute today.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you? You're on the air.
All right. So my question for Jeremy was, what was your position on copyrighted music, listening to it?
On library?
Yes.
So, right. So, I mean, my position as the CEO of a United States company, right, is that, I mean, library is interested in complying with United States law. So accessing copyrighted music on our platform is absolutely a bad idea. That's something that you can potentially get in trouble for. If you're asking me personally what my personal moral opinion is regarding copyright, I think that certainly the state that it is in this country is over the line. And I am sympathetic to the notion that that's a system that people are forced into without their permission. So I tend to take the stance that like private property is better applied to things that have actual scarcity. That tends to be my personal moral position.
We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people like passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
When commercials come on, don't push the button. Instead, listen. Even if you don't sell things for a living, you're still selling in the various conversations and transactions that make up your busy day. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important, especially if you're a job seeker. So take a lesson from Madison Avenue. Often the fewer words, the more effective the message. Like Jiffy Lube, where you never need an appointment, or the Office Max ad that says, you supply the ambition, we supply everything else. How about online ticket broker StubHub.com, the way in when it's sold out, or CyberCupidMatch.com's seductive, go ahead, it's okay to look. How cleverly and succinctly can you distill your message? For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live.
This is what petty bureaucrats do. They protect their turf. And if you can tell me the operable difference between governments, city, state, federal, whatever they might be, and the most successful gang in a given area, I'd love to hear the difference. I just don't know what the difference is. Yes, government has a funny way of appointing its dons.
Elections.
But that's really it. That's all I can come up with. It's a gang that's figured out, hey, if we let people participate, if they have a vote, that is statistically an insignificant fact that they have a vote, but we let them have one, then they'll feel like they're part of us, and then they can do whatever they want. They cannot pave a road for 43 years and then have everybody claim that without the government we wouldn't be able to pave roads.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the call to freedom on LRN.FM. أنتم تستمعون إلى The Crypto Hour. يقدم إليكم برعاية Helium.com على برنامج نداء للحرية على LRN.FM.
Live from the Vertcoin studio. This is the call to freedom. It's the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium. 4 to 7 here on LRN.FM. When you kill the faucet, be colorified to get some free coins. This is the call to freedom.
That's right. It is the call to freedom here on LRN.FM, broadcasting live from our Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Our wonderful crypto community here with your crypto update at the 30-minute half spot of the hour on our Crypto Hour. Zencash right now trading at around $38. That's down 21%. In the last 24 hours, Vertcoin is down. When I wrote this down at the top of right before we started, Vertcoin was at 4.05 an hour. But last I checked, that number had changed enough that I'm willing to look again. Yes, now Vertcoin is down to $3.72 an hour. Over 30% of its value lost in the last 24 hours. And Library is trading at 61 cents. And also a
still
drop.
way up for a month though.
Oh, for real, yo. But that's 34, a little over 34%. Because when I wrote these numbers down an hour ago, most of these things were worth more than they are now. So close to 40% of its value lost in the last 24 hours. But like I said, this happened at Christmas time last year, guys. So and it's Christmas time in Asia right now. So people are selling their coins so that they can get stuff to do presents. That's what happened here. And what happened to crypto prices? Bitcoin fell off of a cliff and down it went. And then boing, right back up to the sky. And people made money that decided to stick around, and people lost money that were complete freaks and should never have been involved in the market to start with. If you can't hang with the big boys, then maybe you should leave your money in Microsoft, where you feel a little safer.
Or in that scam coin called the USD.
For real, yo. I mean, invest in worthless, interest-laden, completely deflating, inflating actually, completely inflationary fiat paper dollars. Fund the murder of little kids overseas. Yeah.
I too like funding war and bombs.
For real, yeah. Or you can do like me and you can buy Library. You can buy Vertcoin, you can buy Zencash, and you can use that instead. Find ways to subvert the war machine and use those instead. Now, I wanted to get back into the question that Chris from Spokane had given you about copyright, and you were starting to get into that when we came up for a commercial. So I want to go ahead and just kind of let you pick up where you left off.
Sure. So, I mean, the gist of the position here is that you need to be a responsible person in terms of how you use the internet, right? Infringing on copyright is against the law. I mean, assuming there probably could be some weird country out there where maybe you have a listener where this is not the truth, but certainly inside of the United States, and in most places, infringing on copyright is against the law and can get you into trouble. Library is a technology. Okay, library is like asking library about. It's like saying what protection does HTTP have? I mean, it's a protocol, right? We don't bake in prevention of access to things at the protocol level. That's not how technical protocols work. No technical protocol has the ability to block access to content. So library doesn't either, right? In fact, our goal, if anything, is to create a technology that's as censorship resistant as possible. I think it's outrageous that in countries like North Korea, Iran, China, people are not allowed to. They don't have anything like freedom of speech, and I hope that our technology can improve the ability to access things and make it harder to censor things. So that is that's sort of our position on these things. I mean, if you're asking, my personal moral opinion, I mean, I don't know what your guys' position is. It's probably similar to yours. I mean, I tend to be on the I don't like labels, but I tend to be on the libertarian to ANCAP side of things. I'm definitely skeptical of applying private property to things that aren't scarce. But I also think that it's very important that we make sure that creators are able to get paid and have successful livelihoods. So I think these answers are complex. Library doesn't answer them one way or another. It's just trying to create a technology, that allows people to create and share things and with a minimal of interference. And that's what we're trying to do. And how that plays out, I mean, I think that has a lot more to do with people's individual morality and what they think is right or wrong, than what I think.
Very good. Very good. Actually, I did like that answer. I did like that answer, just like Aria said. Aria, what do you got left?
For library?
Yeah.
Basically, you said that there were a lot of change. Well, I don't know who said, but somebody said that there were a lot of features and upcoming changes being planned and designed. Could you tell us about those?
Yeah. So we'll actually have a blog post coming out maybe later this week, maybe beginning of next week. That's sort of a reflection on 2017 and talking about our goals for 2018. But I'm happy to give a sneak peek of some of those things to listeners on this. So one, and this is the most boring one, but we'll start with the most boring one. We just need to make everything that we're currently doing, it just needs to be better, right? And this is true, we're not the only cryptocurrency and decentralized technology that simply needs to continue to make existing functionality be more performant, work better, be more user-friendly, and all these things. All right, that's boring. And it's not boring, it's super important. It's possibly the most important thing, but it's not the sexy answer that people want to hear. So they want to know what's really coming next. All right, one, we're gonna have an Android app. We're targeting the first quarter this year. I'm not going to put 100% commitment to that, but we're trying to get something out, at least something that might not be an official release, but at least something that other people can run. We want to get that out as soon as possible, and we're trying to be full steam ahead there. We're going to be launching a website, library.tech, LBRY.tech. This is going to be a much more comprehensive introduction to library as a technology, how it works. Better introductions for developer and technical communities. Now, some of this stuff we have on our GitHub. It's not like we have nothing right now, but this is going to be a big push. We have a lot of funds that we would like to use to continue to fund development and advancement of technology, and that means improving the ability that other people can come into it and so on. We are going to be doing a redesign of the app. This is actually has been in work since the beginning of last year. So one of the among other app developments that'll be coming, like better channel features and other things, there's going to be a redesign. And then another big one is we're going to be launching a formal program for onboarding existing content creators. The first version is probably going to be for YouTube, but we're going to expand from there. We're basically, right now we already do this. We approach creators, we recruit them to come onto our platform. We work with Hollywood studios like Oscilloscope Laboratories. We work with some top YouTubers like Casually Explained, Minute Physics, Grade A Under A. But we want to have a thing where anyone can come on, make it easier to sync their content, can get some credits to have a stake in the network. That's a big thing for us. Especially, I want to get credits in the hands of both end users and creators because it gives them a stake in how the network runs and operates. And so for the YouTubers who come on first, we already have, I think 5,000 or so YouTubers who have joined, but we want that number to, we want to have 100,000 YouTubers. We want to have several. We want to have more than that. And so we're going to launch a standardized program where YouTubers can easily sync their content and get some rewards for doing so.
Very good. Very good. Now, we're headed out to commercial right now, but when I get back with you, there's some other stuff that I wanted to talk to you about that doesn't actually have to do with LBRY. It has to do with some of the other stuff that you've been involved in the cryptocurrency world.
All right.
Here in the state of New Hampshire. So we'll get into that when we get back here on the Call to Freedom. If you want to get involved, give us a call, 603-283-6160. We're here with Jeremy from LBRY. We'll be back on the Call to Freedom.
Does that mean the Free State Project or one of the other?
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.fm.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom.
تستمتعون إلى The Crypto Hour على برنامج نداء للحرية.
there too. Check the OP, what did he do? Gas in his bag so they go to the moon. Spent half an ETH, I got $1 million coins like the real McCoy. You know I feel that joy, cause if it goes to a buck, I won't believe my luck. And now 10 on my Lambos for me and my friends. Butterfly doors, but I'm already in dock. Trump is like,
all right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Looking at the Bitcoin prices right now, I am wondering how many of these fools out here singing these songs about getting rich, being millionaires, are crying in their milk today and selling because they just sounded silly. Bitcoin down. I am looking here. Bitcoin average selling around $11,000 on Cryptopia. Man, if you want to make a good buy, go to Cryptopia. Bitcoin selling at $9,112 a coin on Cryptopia right now. Goodness gracious. First time I've seen Bitcoin under $10,000 in a month. You know?
It has been a while.
It has been a while. And we are joined today by Jeremy from Library. And I wanted to get into something a little different. Jeremy isn't just the CEO of Library. He also, here in the great state of New Hampshire, is a appointee. He was appointed to a committee for the study of cryptocurrencies by the former governor of the state of New Hampshire. And I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that experience, Jeremy.
Absolutely. That was a very interesting experience, a very positive experience. So the governor, basically they had, there was a committee that was appointed that was interested in studying these issues, and they were like, basically looking for a cryptocurrency expert. So, I have a technical background. I had founded a library, and we have an office, here in the state of New Hampshire. And so some of our, I actually forgot how we originally got the introduction, but they were, I was a good fit. And so basically what I did is I went in and I testified to the committee that was studying this stuff about cryptocurrencies, how they worked, how exchanges work, and particularly they were interested in issues surrounding money transmission, which is this it's kind of esoteric, but actually it's a really important aspect of United States law. It's actually, in my opinion, it's at the root of a lot of the problems, or maybe it's not at the root, but it's an important player in a lot of the problems with the financial institutions, with the financial system rather, which is that, you really can't in this country, you can't move money around without a lot of requirements. And obviously the fact that this is the case, it shows part of why there is demand for technologies like Bitcoin. But I through working with them, we were able to create a piece of legislation that actually removed all requirements for crypto-to-crypto exchanges to register as money transmitters in the state of New Hampshire. So that means exchanges like Poloniex, Bittrex, and so on, they don't need any special license to operate in the state, which I thought, it's kind of sad that freedom feels like a win, right? That should just be like, obviously that's the way it should work. We don't want companies to go around and have to get licenses in 50 different states to offer their services. That's absurd. But nonetheless, that is sometimes something that happens, and so I was glad we were able to avoid that necessity here.
Very cool. Now you were involved in drafting the bill, correct? That states that cryptocurrency basically will remain unregulated.
Too directly, I did look at it before it got submitted, but no, the bill was written by Keith Ammon and Barbara Biggie, two representatives here in the state, and they deserve the credit for creating that bill, not me.
Okay, very cool.
But I did help. I did go and testify and help talk about industry perspectives and so on, and basically served as a voice. And look, and one of the things I'll say for anyone, I don't know anyone else in a position out there, but it helps just understand the legislators' perspectives. They want in the case of New Hampshire, right? They want more business, although pretty much every state, they want more businesses here. They want young people to stay. That's a big thing in a lot of states. And so, just go, hey, I'm a young person. I'm creating a business. I believe a lot in this technology. Let's make it a good state for this technology. And this bill will help do that, and I think that's something and that's a lesson for anyone out there who's trying to get laws passed or influence things, figuring out what that other person's perspectives are is the key to it, right? So, I'm a big believer in freedom, and I'm personally outraged that this would ever exist, that I should have to ask permission from these other people. But when I go and talk to legislators, right, I don't lead with that. I lead with what I think is going to convince them.
Okay. Now, is there anything developing and going on in the State House as far as cryptocurrencies is concerned? Are there any upcoming bills, any upcoming efforts to change anything? Any buzz going on at all?
I'm not aware of anything. The bill that, or the legislation that originally created the committee actually will exist for 10 years. But the committee's position basically this year was, we're happy with what we did last year and have no plans to do anything. But technically that committee will still exist and will still convene. And every year we'll have to at least get together and say, we don't want to do anything this year. But that does mean that there is now an active place where, hey, it could happen a year from now, 2 years from now, they pick it up and look at it again. But as I think right now, the status quo is pretty good, and I expect it to stay there.
All right. So we're on right now with Jeremy from LBRY, LBRY, LBRY.io. If you were listening just before we came into the segment, you heard the sound of our leaky faucet going off. Today, that faucet is filled with LBRY credits instead of Vertcoin. So if you want to call in, get yourself some free LBRY credits. We've got $10 in free LBRY credits for the next caller to the show. Here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM, we've been talking most of this cryptocurrency hour about LBRY and the technology behind it, how you can get involved, how you can upload your own materials. How you can upload your own materials and charge for them at LBRY. And now we've been talking about Jeremy is also not only is he the CEO of LBRY, he also works as a governor-appointed committee member on the New Hampshire State House's Committee for the Study of Cryptocurrency, which decided, was it last year, I believe, that basically that cryptocurrency is something that the state of New Hampshire is not interested in intervening or regulating at all. Was that last year that decision was made?
Yeah, that was last year. Yeah, and specifically, it was around these issues around whether or not these crypto to crypto exchanges are money transmitters. Actually, to clarify, I believe if you're converting crypto to dollars, you may still have to. I'm actually not clear as to whether or not you have to register, but particularly we made it so that Poloniex and other places that we're considering leaving were able to stick around.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on with us today, Jeremy. We'd like to thank you for coming out to us and giving our listeners the opportunity to learn a little bit more about your coin that you have here and about the service that LBRY offers. Whenever you get those updates and stuff ready, give us a call. Let us know. We'd love to get you back on the air. You can let our listeners know again about what you guys have coming out in the future, okay?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to be back. I will one final before I go away. I will say, please check out our app. We have a real working app. It's not a wallet. You can interact and download content and watch things, and you can even earn cryptocurrency for doing it. So check out our website at lbry.io. And you can download it from there on all operating systems. So thanks for having me on the show.
Very cool. We'll see you at Liberty Forum in a few days. That's right. Call to Freedom will be broadcasting live from Liberty Forum here in beautiful New Hampshire. You'll go to their website over there at Liberty Forum and use the coupon code CTF10 and get yourself 10% off of your tickets to the Liberty Forum. It'd be great speakers there. You'll be able to see Jeremy, I believe. You'll be there, right? Even if you're not speaking.
That's absolutely no. I will be there. I am speaking, and actually, since I'm a Liberty Forum member, I'll go ahead and say if you say you heard me say this, I will give you an additional 10% off. So I will refund 10% of your ticket beyond the discount. You got to still use that coupon, but I'll give you another 10% off if you signed up from hearing me say this and come see me there at Liberty Forum.
Very cool. So go see Jeremy at Liberty Forum. Tell him you heard about us, about Liberty Forum on the Call to Freedom. Get an additional 10% off. So use CTF10 for a coupon code, get 10%, and you go to talk to Jeremy at the event and get another 10. That's 20% off of your tickets for Liberty Forum for being a Call to Freedom listener. Thanks again for coming in today, Jeremy. We'll be back here. We're going to be getting into this story about Aziz Ansari. It turns out that if a girl doesn't tell you no, that's still rape. Don't ask me how, but the English language doesn't exist and people don't need to use it.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, January 16th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.05 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,335 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $39, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,966. Antiwar.com reports at least 36 people have been confirmed killed, potentially many more, in a pair of coordinated suicide bombings on Monday in the Iraqi capital of Baghdad, targeting day laborers in Tahran Square. Laborers gather daily in the square looking for construction jobs and have been targeted in the past. On Monday, a suicide bomber with an explosive belt hit the crowd and started a panic, and another bomber detonated shortly thereafter, compounding the casualties. On top of the large number of dead, estimates put the wounded between 90 and 100. There's been no claim of responsibility, though speculation is that it's just the latest in a long line of attacks by the Islamic State. An attack by the Islamic State right now would be particularly embarrassing for the government, as officials have declared victory over them and seem confident that Iraq's long-standing security woes might be improving. Whether it's the Islamic State or someone else, the attack in Tahran Square shows that security is bad as ever.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports the emergency worker who mistakenly caused a ballistic missile alert to be sent across Hawaii was reassigned pending outcome of an internal investigation. A spokesman for the Hawaii Emergency Management System did not say on Monday what the worker would be doing, but said it is a role that has no access to the warning system. The 38 minutes of confusion early Saturday caused panic for 1.4 million Hawaiians who were already on edge because late last year the state reinstated its Cold War-era nuclear warning system after North Korea fired a ballistic missile. The Federal Communications Commission is investigating the mishap, which happened just after 8 a.m. Saturday when the worker selected the wrong item on a computer program's drop-down menu, which gave two options: Test Missile Alert and Missile Alert. The employee has been with the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency for 10 years. A spokesman for the agency said the company is receiving death threats over the matter via anonymous telephone calls. FCC Chairman Ajit Pai on Sunday said Hawaii did not have reasonable safeguards in place to prevent erroneous alerts like the one on Saturday.
Are you looking for a cryptocurrency that has a focus on users and usability? Then look into Zencash. Zencash has the ability to use both transparent and shielded transactions, with shielded transactions using zero-knowledge proofs. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zensystem.io. That's zensystem.io.
Reuters reports a California couple has been charged with torture after police rescued their 13 malnourished children from a home where some of them had been chained to beds, and neighbors on Monday described the family as shut-ins who shunned social contact. The Riverside County Sheriff's Office said police made the discovery after a 17-year-old girl escaped the house in Paris, about 70 miles east of Los Angeles, and used the cell phone she had found in the house to make the call. The girl, who officers initially thought was about 10 years old, contacted police on Sunday after escaping the one-story house. The parents, David Allen Turpin and Louise Anna Turpin, were arrested and each charged with 9 counts of torture and 10 counts of child endangerment. They were ordered held on $9 million bail each. Neighbors said the Turpins and their children rarely emerged from the unkempt home in the new built development of closely spaced single-family houses. Wendy Martinez said her only contact with the Turpins came as she passed the house at night in October. 4 children were installing sod in the yard while the mother watched from the door, and none responded when Martinez said hello. Martinez said they were very, afraid, like they had never seen people before. Police said 6 of the couple's children were minors, while the other 7 were over 18 and ranged in age from 2 to 29. The Turpins are due in court on Thursday. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
A new report finds climate change skeptics could reach catastrophic levels by 2020. The nation's gratuitously sexual couples announce plans to wait in line at Six Flags. And Grandpa looks absolutely precious in his new baseball cap. Offering a one-stop shop for all your peerless online news summary needs, this is the Onion Week in Review. In response to the escalating violence and rising death toll in Gaza this week, Israel unveiled a new defense system to deflect accusations of human rights violations. Israeli officials praised the new safety structure's ability to intercept an international barrage of war crime allegations and divert criticisms of Palestinian civilian casualties before they can ever hope to make contact with the Jewish state. In other news, a new state law requires doctors to scale an 18-foot wall surrounding abortion clinics. A study finds high school students retain only 1/3 of their obsolete curriculum over the summer, and a man's anxiety is not about to let depression muscle in on its turf.
This is the Onion News Network.
Might not be a Harvey.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. If you want to call into the show, give us a call here, 603-283-6160. Bitcoin prices continue to plummet. opportunities for you to get paid continue to present themselves all day long. By the dip. But we are moving on from our cryptocurrency focus of the last hour to the ridiculousness of left-wing viewpoints in modern social constructs. We're going to go to this story. It's in the Huffington Post. It's from this guy named Harry Lewis. He looks like every guy that your stoner buddy used to beat up in high school. He calls himself a radical queer feminist, Black Lives Matter supporter. Just so you understand, he is basically your average, everyday, angry, super goofy looking white kid. And he is a little upset at the reaction to this Aziz Ansari scandal. Basically, if you don't think not speaking to someone is not consenting, then you are a rapist sympathizer. He says, you've probably heard by now of the increasingly controversial and inflammatory piece in Babe, in which Grace, not her real name, describes a date with comedian Aziz Ansari. It's not gone down well. The Atlantic called it racist revenge porn. Bari Weiss of New York Times, a writer who is consistently and it seems deliberately misunderstood most female-driven efforts of the Trump era, called the letter indicative of a lack of female agency. In short, a lot of white women in highly prestigious publications have been vocalizing a lot of hand-wringing that I've been hearing men doing in less prestigious and less public circles. This is not to say these female authors are caping for men or anything of the sort. What it does mean, however, is that there are a lot of men who are reading Grace's account in Babe and getting very nervous. It is very easy to look at Harvey Weinstein and make a moral judgment. The man was an immensely powerful studio executive with the power to make or break careers. He forced himself on dozens, if not literally hundreds of women. He is quite frankly unattractive. In short, he fits the man at Jesus Christ, pot, kettle. You two should meet each other. What we collectively it says we can look at his behavior and match it to what we collectively understand about rape. There is no semblance of consent anywhere in there. Men can examine their own behavior and say, I never whipped it out and masturbated into a potted plant, and do so with confidence. They are not Harvey Weinstein. But Aziz Ansari, now that's more complicated, because it's less cut and dry. There are not hundreds of women coming forward, and there is no weird sexual behavior, only relatively common practices. The woman doesn't even have a firm identity that we can use to make comparative judgments about our proximity to her. This is not to say I don't believe the account, just that anonymity often raises public suspicions a la Rolling Stones of rape on campus. Men read Grace's story and begin to panic. They've done things like that before, had sex without communicating, had a hookup, end with someone in tears. Does this mean they too will lose their careers, their standing in public? If it can happen to Aziz Ansari, a self-proclaimed feminist comedian, could it really happen to anyone? Well, of course. The last question is, well, wait, hold on. Of course. The answer to that question is of course. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Even if you didn't do it on purpose, it could totally happen to you. And we know this. We know this for a fact. How do we know this? Because a woman who was an activist who worked to help the plight of Africans overseas had a tweet that she made misunderstood, and in the time it took her to fly from America to Africa, had her entire career in the toilet, was an international pariah, and was on the brink of committing suicide because the Twitter outrage, left-wing Twitter outrage army decided she needed to be silenced. They didn't care what she thought. They didn't care what she meant when she said what she said. All they cared is what they think and what their views are, and you will comply or we will send men with guns to make you do so. I know Aria's got something to say.
I have so much to say.
Well, get in here.
I mean, this entire, I mean, yes, I mean, there's a lot of sexual harassment. There's a lot of rape in the country. Women historically have been abused. I mean, historically, there's a long history of it. But I have been around, and from what you said, you've been around as well. And I can tell you this, I have never in my life had sex with a girl who did not tell me no, being coy.
Right?
Have you?
Yes. Yes,
and as
absolutely.
long as they're going
the chase,
right? Because they don't want to feel like sluts, right? So that they want to play hard to get.
I've never done this before. Yeah, except for the last guy that you told you've never done this before.
And the cold hard truth is that as long as they're doing that, they're relying on the man's intuition to know whether or not they are playing coy by saying no or whether they actually mean no. And yes, it's easy to tell the difference. You know, it is. But but they're putting that.
Some
in other
guys are really
hands.
stupid though too.
Touche.
I mean, you know, there are people out there I wouldn't hire them to be the dog catcher, and you're expecting them to communicate in an effective manner in a sensitive situation, and you know, like I wouldn't put them in charge of pouring piss out of a boot if you wrote the instructions on the heel.
I nearly went to prison when I was 18 years old. I just turned 18. I nearly went to prison because this girl who had come over to my house and stayed the night with me said that we raped her. Said that we drugged her and raped her, in fact, because she didn't want the damage to her reputation. And it all fell apart when it turned out that, you know, there were no drugs in her system and the rape kit didn't show up anything. So she was 100% lying. But she tried sending us to prison to protect her reputation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've heard the stories time and time again. You've got the one guy, I think in Oregon, he was dating this white girl. She got pregnant by him. She didn't want to tell her racist father that she'd got pregnant by a black man, so she cooked up a rape charge. The guy ends up spending like 8-9 years of his life in prison as a rapist, and finally she comes out and says, "What happens to her? You have a nice life, ma'am. It's okay."
Yes, there absolutely have to be consequences.
There has got to be
women who do that.
And see, that's the funny thing is usually these, you know, I'm a genderqueer white male who can't get laid and I have an opinion. They're the ones that are like, no. Because if you make fake rape allegations have some kind of a consequence, then women won't come forward when it's real.
Which is stupid because there's consequences for calling 911 when there's no. Hold on.
Sorry.
There's consequences for calling 911 when there's no emergency, and that's not keeping people from calling 911 when there's an emergency.
That's right.
Right.
It's true. You know, and you know what? I mean, basically, the argument here is that women don't know how to communicate verbally and shouldn't have to communicate verbally because reasons.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, the argument of the left is that women are so stupid and so meek that they can't do anything, and they need chivalry to come back and men to hold doors, and they shouldn't really be voting or anything else because, well, they just don't have the ability to think and reason because they're women.
Unless they vote Democrat.
All right. We'll be back to talk about that and a whole lot more. Are you pissed off? If you're not, just wait a few minutes. We'll make sure you are. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Are you tired of your taxes funding endless occupations around the world? Antiwar.com is run by people who understand that wars abroad become wars at home, wars on our freedoms. Antiwar.com is dedicated to bringing you the latest in news, views, interviews, and reviews from the top movers and shakers in the anti-occupation movement. Antiwar.com has it all, from thorough foreign policy analysis to interviews with whistleblowers who used to run the military-industrial complex. Anti-war, pro-free market. That's antiwar.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
If I send you flowers and ask you to dine, if I tell you how I feel over burgundy wine, if I whisper your name in some fake foreign accent, would that be the same as sexual harassment?
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from our VertCoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, our little crypto community right here in the beautiful northern section of the Appalachian Mountains. It's a little cold outside. We got snow on the ground, but I can go and have my brakes changed for Dash if I want to, because that's how things work here in Keene, New Hampshire. You can get just about anything you want. You can even, honest to God, you can even get groceries here. If you want to go to Portsmouth and buy a grocery gift card in Portsmouth, You can buy that with cryptocurrencies. You can't buy it with Bitcoin anymore. Bitcoin's got a $14 median fee right now with 260 some odd thousand backed up transactions. By the way, those backed up transactions are all the noobs selling as fast as they can, losing money that they'll be crying about in a week when Bitcoin bounces back, and they talk about how suddenly they think Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme because they didn't hodl like they were supposed to. So we're
certainly making it one.
Yeah, right. Now, we're talking about this story with Aziz Ansari here. Basically the whole thing on the left with consent is out of control. Now, you don't actually, used to it was no means no. Well, now, not saying no also means no. Not saying anything means no. Anything that's not specifically saying yes means no now. And even yes means no if tomorrow I decide that the sex wasn't very good and I've changed my mind and I no longer consent. Now I can posthumously remove my consent, and that's also rape because I feel bad about it tomorrow. Buyer's remorse is now rape. So welcome to the world, the absolutely insane, nutty world of free sex in the leftist paradigm.
I argued with someone recently, a leftist, naturally, who we were talking about whether or not anyone ever asked for permission before kissing someone. And I actually did. The very first time I ever held a girl's hand, I asked if I could hold it. And she thought it was weird. She laughed at me, made fun of me. But, it turned out well. And I did the same the first time I ever kissed a girl. And I continue to do so because I'm just like that. Old school, I guess. And in the course of this conversation, he said that he had always asked for permission. So I asked him, what is the response you always get when you ask for a girl?
No.
For her permission to kiss her. I mean, she always laughs and goes, "Oh my God, that's so dorky." That's always the response.
Yeah.
And he ended up saying, "Well, I've never actually had to ask. They usually ask me." And I pressed it a little further, and it had turned out that, he was a virgin. So he was totally out of his league, talking about a subject he knew nothing about.
Which is, I hate to be judgmental, but I'm looking at a picture of this guy, the guy that wrote this article, this Harry Lewis, radical queer feminist. Like, this guy has never been laid if he didn't pay for it.
I mean, it is not hard to get laid.
And unless it was like a cousin at band camp or something.
Ooh.
Yeah. This guy has no.
Coming out swinging.
I'm telling you, man. Like, this guy's never.
He's one of those gender fluid alkins.
Yeah,
and keep in mind
yeah,
that this is coming from a trans person, so.
Yeah, gender fluid. Like, I don't know. When I'm around girls, I feel like a girl. Except for when I feel like a boy. Oh, so okay, basically,
so an idiot.
You act like a gay guy around straight women because it's the only way you can get them to interact with you, that they don't feel that you're creepy. Okay, cool. Good for you. Leave the rest of us, the normies, alone. I think you just hit
the nail on the head.
Yeah, leave the rest of us normies alone just because you can't function socially within society. It's not my fault. And just because you can't function socially in society does not mean you get to label everything on earth rape, just because you can't get any. I mean, sorry. I mean, you ever notice that? It's always the ones that look like they couldn't get any if they tried that are complaining about consent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's exactly. They have to think that any guy out there who is having sex
must be raping. If you're getting laid, you must be raping girls, because I've been trying for years and I can't.
My God, that's classic. I got to post that to Facebook.
Oh, my God. You know what? I'm going to go to Dunkin' Donuts when I get off the air, and I'm going to order my coffee using nonverbal cues. I wonder if she'll get my order right.
I mean, yeah, nonverbal cues
we should all start doing that. Let's just, from now on, if you're out there and you're listening, from now on, when you go out to a restaurant, we all order using nonverbal cues from now on. This is no longer a society where we need language or voices even. You don't even have to grunt Just somehow use vague nonverbal cues that even you admit do not tell a person what you want. Because that's basically what this lady says. She's like, I went out with him and I just wasn't that into him. And I gave him nonverbal cues, but I never told him I didn't like him. And I didn't really make a big deal out of it. I mean, he's rich. So, and, he used the fact that he was rich to, affect my judgment. And that's totally rape. Because I didn't say no, but he totally should have known that I was not into him because I gave nonverbal signals that I wasn't. And, I just blew him anyway. But now I want to
What did Hillary Clinton say?
But now I'd like to get paid.
It's amazing what you find when you drag a dollar through a trailer park.
For real? Oh! Oh, my God. Yes! Just when I don't have the It's Over 9,000 queued up. Oh my God, that was the.
And here's this lazy lady saying that she got some dollar signs in her eyes and suddenly threw common sense out the window.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over 8,000.
Our final episode of the Call to Freedom has been fun.
Yeah. Our final episode has been really fun. We'll be back here if we haven't completely pissed off everybody in the listening audience and aren't going to get pulled off the air tonight. We'll be back here in just a few moments here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
I guess I grew up on an older road. That'll always do what I was told.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.fm पे।
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Your host, as always, Will Coley, broadcasting live from the VertCoin studios here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Joined via remote by my co-host, Miss Aria Demezio from cryptocurrencycheck.org. Wanted to tell you guys about our sponsors over at Helium. You want to start investing in cryptos without having to do any busy work? Introducing Helium, a long-term savings accelerator powered by Uphold.com. Helium watches conversion rates between cryptos and fiats for you so that it can convert your funds when the time is just right. You add your funds to Helium from your bank account or digital wallet, and you're done. The rest is completely automatic. Helium, let your money move you. Sign up today at helium.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF. Get your great deals for being a Call to Freedom listener from our sponsors over there at Helium. And you know what? Make yourself a little money in the process. Great sponsors over there. We've been talking about this story here about Aziz Ansari. Basically, the argument of the left here is that women are too weak and stupid to be able to be thought that they need to communicate verbally. Basically, the stereotypes that you see about women in what do you call it on sitcoms, that women only use emotion and are weak and feel that men need to be able to read their minds instead of communicating verbally. Yeah, according to the left, all those stereotypes about women, those negative stereotypes are actually true. And men should be held accountable legally for not being smart enough to know that they are. Basically, if you're a man and you're not prejudice against women and think that women are stupid, then you're a rapist or a rapist sympathizer.
Well, I typically describe the left as a modern version of attempting to execute a modern manifest destiny because of their behavior toward everyone. I mean, when you see Antifa and a bunch of white suburban college kids, most of the male running around chanting Black Lives Matter and down with the white man and all the things like that, it's impossible to come to any other conclusion.
Oh my God, you got to hear this. This is from a goofy looking white man who can't get laid. All right, this paragraph was written by the author of this piece. He is a goofy looking ass white male, okay? Like the kind of guy that is mad that nice guys finish last, and so he starts playing with like the kid down the street's Willie because he can't get anywhere else in life. It says here, of course, the last question is deeply ironic insofar as it reflects the common refrain of anti-rape advocates. It could happen to anyone, used to describe the reality of women's day-to-day experiences. The cold sweat of men imagining that at any moment any future or past sexual partner could say that they crossed a line is just a hint of the choking panic women feel doing everyday things like walking down the street or riding on the subway. White knight much.
Yeah, there is so much hyperbole in that.
Oh my God.
That I think he may have broken a thesaurus. My thesaurus cried.
Please give me a blowjob. That's all I hear, you know, like, I'm too lame to get laid on my own merits. Please give me pity.
I mean, there are plenty of issues to deal with without tilting at windmills. And, I mean, he's not wrong. A chick walking through, you know, some dimly lit area at midnight is not in the safest place, but to pretend that women walking around in subways and things like that are just constantly in danger of being raped is lunacy.
No. The way that he put it, you know, like if you're just a girl walking down the street in broad daylight here in Keene, New Hampshire, just the very act of having to walk down the street leaves you choking, gasping in fear and unknowingness of what's going to happen around every single corner. I mean, Jesus Christ, has he
buy a gun, problem solved.
No, women shouldn't be
buy a gun and bullets.
Shouldn't have to buy guns. Women shouldn't have to protect themselves in any way. Men, we should just teach men that victimizing women is wrong, and then they won't do it, because that's how the DARE program worked.
That's also how we got rid of people doing drugs.
Yeah, that's how the DARE program worked. I mean, we had the police come to the school a couple times a year, tell kids drugs are bad, okay, don't do drugs or you'll be in prison, okay. And now, America, there are no drugs. Because they've been doing it since Reagan. So that means they were doing it before I was going to school. Because I started school the year Reagan left office. So, yeah. Oh, no. The year after Reagan left office. I started school the year after Reagan left office. The year before Reagan left office. My bad. So, since we've been doing it for 31 years, that means there's no drug abuse in the U.S. right now, because we've been teaching kids from kindergarten to high school that you shouldn't use drugs. And if we'll just do that with sexual assault and rape, it will fix the problem the same way.
Well, it's exactly why I don't do drugs.
Right, me neither. I never did drugs. I didn't do drugs, and I didn't drink, and I didn't.
There are totally not pictures of me at PorcFest half naked raving. Totally not.
Okay, there really aren't pictures of me at PorcFest doing that, just for the record.
No, not you.
Yeah, seriously, there are none. That was never. That was years and years ago for me. But yeah. There are definitely no pictures floating around on the internet of me working in a nightclub, say 2003, rolling out of my mind on at least 3 or 4 different substances at the same time, because I went to DARE. I had a DARE t-shirt, and that policeman, as a matter of fact, the DARE officer in our town was Jonathan Sarton, and my cousin was married to his brother. So, like, we were cousins. We were family. So I was related to the DARE officer in our town. So, you know, I never touched a drug. And neither did anyone else in my entire family. My sister totally was not arrested with a garbage bag full of marijuana in the back of her car. That totally never happened, because our cousin, the drug enforcement officer, taught us drugs are bad and that we shouldn't do them.
Yeah, and we should pay our taxes.
That's the solution.
And respect the government.
The solution
is let them build our roads.
If the government teaches us, this won't happen.
It's so obvious. Why didn't we see it before?
All right. Huh. Very cool. So, yeah, we've got something here. This guy, this genderqueer goofball, can't get laid guy, he's actually mad about this New York Times piece. Basically, because it was written by a white woman, it's horrible, and nobody should read it because white women can't be the victim of sexual assault because I don't know reasons, I guess.
Well, that's their intersectionalism turning on itself. They do it. This white dude is going to lecture a woman about the dangers of rape.
Yeah, a white dude. And he's going to be angry that a white woman doesn't share his opinion as a white man. What? What?
Yeah. See, she has to shut up, sit down, fall in line, and let him white knight for her. That's all it is. I've had plenty of people tell me to shut up about trans issues so that they could speak for me. And he's doing the same thing to her. Women need to shut up and let me, big, powerful, gender fluid, alkin, gay dude, speak up for them.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Boost Kid Essentials Nutritionally Complete Drink, providing your picky eater with essential nutrition and great taste in one drink. Visit us at kidessentials.com. To make sure your kids eat healthy, follow the 5-a-day plan. Serve 3 servings of vegetables and 2 servings of fruit daily. Remember, a serving could just mean a piece of fruit or a half cup of veggies. If your kids are picky eaters, ask a nutritionist about other sources. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up. We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.FM.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.FM.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom. Last segment here on today's live broadcast. Coming at you live from the VertCoin studio here in Keene, New Hampshire. We gave away $20 today. Tried to give away $30. Just couldn't get anybody to call in for that last library credit giveaway. I think maybe I played the faucet sound.
I never heard it.
Ian said that when he heard it, he said it sounded like Jeremy was taking a leak while he was on the phone talking to us. So, like, all of a sudden you hear...
That's good radio.
Yeah, it's great radio. He's like, I think people think that he was peeing while he was on the air, and that's why nobody's called. But we still had $10 in free library credits that we're supposed to give away. If you want to call in before we get off the air and claim those free coins, just give us a call here, 603-283-6160. We've been talking about... this goofy, queer, gender fluid, Alfkin, I don't know, something.
I mean, I'm sure people out there listening are curious because I consider myself trans, but here I am making fun of this dude. Gender fluid is stupid, you know.
Now, this is supposed to, the whole thing came from a feminist website to start with. And this article in the New York Times that he is frothing at the mouth about, he's frothing at the mouth about is it's an expose. It says here, according to the New York Times, quote, apparently I'm the victim of sexual assault. And if you're a sexually active woman in the 21st century, well, chances are so are you. That's what I learned from the expose of Aziz Ansari published this weekend by the feminist website Babe. Arguably the worst thing that happened to the Me Too movement since it began in October. It transforms what ought to be a movement for women's empowerment into an emblem of female helplessness. The headline primes the reader to gird for the very worst. I went on a date with Aziz Ansari. It turned into the worst night of my life. Like everyone else, of course, I clicked. The victim in this 3,000-word story is called Grace, not her real name, and her saga with Mr. Ansari began at a 2017 Emmys after-party. As recounted by Grace to the reporter Katie Way, she approached him and he brushed her off at first. Then they bonded over their devotion to the same vintage camera. Oh, so he was totally not interested in you and you continued to pursue? Ah, man, that's sexual assault. She should
Indeed
be sued.
It is.
She should be sued. He blew her off. That means he was not interested. Don't you know no means no? That's harassment. You should go at what? Oh, let me guess. Since you're a woman, being blowed off means something different. Right? Because equality.
Isn't this the same crowd that laughs when a man is held at gunpoint and raped by women? I mean, generally speaking, the same crowd?
Well, you know, equality. That's what it is.
There's nothing equal about that.
Well, see, Grace was at this party with someone else, but she and Mr. Ansari, they exchanged numbers and soon arranged a date in Manhattan. After arriving at his Tribeca apartment on the appointed evening, she was excited. Having carefully chosen her outfit after consulting with friends, they exchanged small talk and drank wine. It was white, she said. I didn't get to choose, and I prefer red, but it was white wine. Yes.
That's criminal.
We are apparently meant to read into the non-consensual wine choice. He was enforcing his male dominance and privilege over her by not asking her, did she want red or white? They were
I would not be at all surprised if that was the case someone was making.
They went out to dinner nearby, returned home to Mr. Ansari's apartment. As Grace tells it, the actor was far too eager to get back to his place after he paid for dinner. Like, he got the check, and then it was bada boom, bada bing, we're out of there. Well, yeah, that's normally what I do after I get the check. I
mean, especially
pay
if
for my food and I leave. I mean, that's usually is that not custom? Is that not customary?
I mean, it is for me. I bail out of there quickly.
To pay for your food and, I don't know, leave so that the line of people out the door can have a table? I mean, I'm assuming this is like a busy Hollywood eating establishment. So, I mean, you could be an ass and just sit there and hold up space.
Just take a nap and let this food digest.
For real, y'all. I'm just going to chill here. We're going to hold up some space. Don't worry, guy. You don't need the tip from that next table. I've got you covered. Says, Grace says another sign of his boorishness. Grace complimented Mr. Ansari's kitchen countertops. The actor then made a move, asking her to sit on the counter. They started kissing. He undressed her, and then himself. In the 30 or so minutes that followed, recounted beat by cringe-inducing beat, they hooked up. Mr. Ansari persistently tried to have penetrative sex with her, and Grace says she was deeply uncomfortable throughout. At various points, she told the reporter she attempted to voice her hesitation and that Mr. Ansari ignored her signals. At last, she uttered the word no for the first time during their encounter, to Mr. Ansari's suggestion that they have sex in front of a mirror. He said, well, how about we just chill, but this time with your clothes on? They got dressed and sat on the couch and watched Seinfeld. She said to him, you guys are all the same. He called her an Uber. She cried on the way home. Fun. If you're wondering what about this evening constituted the worst night of Grace's life, or why it's being framed as a Me Too story by a feminist website, you probably feel as confused as Mr. Ansari did the next day. It was fun meeting you last night, he texted. Last night might have been fun for you, but it wasn't for me, she responded. You ignored clear nonverbal cues, and you kept going with advances. You had to have noticed that I was uncomfortable. He replied.
He served her red wine.
Yeah, I mean, come on. He replied with an apology. Grace read Grace's text message again. Put in other words, I am angry and you weren't able to read my mind. It's worth carefully studying Grace's story. Encoded in it are new yet deeply retrograde ideas about what constitutes consent and what constitutes sexual violence. We're told by the reporter that Grace says she, quote, used verbal and nonverbal cues to indicate how uncomfortable she was. And she adds that whether Ansari didn't notice Grace's reticence or knowingly ignored it is impossible to say, but he wouldn't let her move away from him in the encounter. So it sounds like sexual assault, and then
if that's true, yeah.
But there's two stories going on here. First, it was, well, I didn't say no until he was trying to, till the sex was in front of a mirror. And then it was like, oh, well, I'm not comfortable with that part. And then he was like, okay, cool, let's get dressed. Bada bing, as she so wonderfully put it earlier. So, which is it? Did she give nonverbal cues and not communicate at all? Or did she communicate in the context that's added by the reporter? So which one is it? We've got two different stories going on here. One of them sounds like a chick freaking out over nothing, and the other one sounds like, the guy was an asshole and deserves to be reprimanded. But which story is the story that actually happened? Because the victim seems to be telling one story, and this website seems to be telling another.
Well, I would believe the victim over the website, I'm sure. I mean, websites get things like that, and they want to generate headlines.
Well,
but it's certainly not helping anyone's cause.
Right.
You know?
Right. This is the best line in the whole thing. It says, I'm a proud feminist, and this is what I have to say reading Grace's story. If you're hanging out naked with a man, it's kind of safe to assume he's going to try to have sex with you. All right, so that is the most, Captain Obvious statement of the week. So anyway, we are going to have Zencast with us tomorrow, so join in. We'll be giving away some free coins, as always, here on the Call to Freedom. Join in 4 to 7 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be doing our cryptocurrencycheck.org coin of the week. This is Will Coley and Aria Demezio. You have a great evening.
A report published this week found that a growing number of Americans are being forced to make ends meet by collaborating on songs with Miami-based rapper Pitbull. Citing rising income inequality and a turbulent job market, the report found many U.S. citizens moonlighting as recording artists, mixing drum beats, and guest starring on tracks for the Latin American producer.
It's exhausting, between being part of Pitbull's entourage anytime he's on a club tour and mixing new hooks for him every few nights. I barely see my wife anymore. It's not like I want to do another remix with Avicii, but we really need the money. Okay, sure. I need to get back to work.
In a groundbreaking find, paleontologists this week unearthed the earliest known dinosaur stickers on record. Reportedly discovered in a box labeled Greg's Room, the excavated remains of the reptile adhesives include such stunning specimens as a Triceratops featuring the words Dinos Rock, an Apatosaurus sticker, and the extremely rare puffy kind.
This is the Onion News Network.